Very interesting. It's kind of like Java.
Oh, didn't see you there. Oh, this? Don't be silly. Strixhaven isn't out yet. No, today we'll be talking about Time Spiral Remastered and why there's a lot of buzz around one set. Welcome to Jaymorz Collectibles. Thanks for stopping by. Now, before I go ahead with today's video, I do need to make a confession. Despite the Apple sticker that you see right behind me on this very PC and the monkey head right above it, I am not a licensed financial advisor. I know. With the cute monkey, it can be very deceiving. But I do need to tell you that I cannot and will not tell you how to spend your money. These videos are primarily for educational purposes only, with sprinkles of entertainment right on top. Never trust a guy who talks to himself in front of a camera, especially when all his viewers are imaginary and he needs to wear these futuristic X-Men shades to see them all. But for today's video, I do need to talk to my -10 imaginary viewers discussing Time Spiral Remastered, so the shades need to come off. Well, it's only been 3 weeks since the release of Time Spiral Remastered, and critics are buzzing. Now, I usually like to wait T-60 or even T-90 before I give my opinion on the product, but this one couldn't be helped because the market demand is nuts over this very product. Even Tolarian himself is giving this product high praise, a solid 5 out of 5 modern merfolk deck. But I digress. You see, the beauty of it all is the actual marriage between anticipation and delivery. The much anticipated time-shifted foils were very much well received, and they trigger a nostalgic response within the community to cause the player base to crack these boxes open to experience that thrill of the hunt. Yes, the original intent of booster boxes is being evoked by this very set in particular, just like the good old days of Magic the Gathering, where sets were meant to be cracked open and enjoyed. And even after a week from the product's debut, people continue to open up these boxes in masses, and the prices of the individual cards still continue to rise. Why, you might ask? Well, because the recipe for success is there, ladies and gentlemen. This is a well-orchestrated set that appropriately pays homage to the old original Time Spiral block. It contains an exceptional balance of notable cards both in the secondary market and, more importantly, in-game value. Not to mention the chase. Oh my Garuk, is the chase real within the set, especially when it comes to those foil multipliers on those time-shifted cards. All in all, this recipe for success has kept the EV of the product stable and well over the price of the booster box on the secondary market, even as of the filming of this video. And given the limited print run and people continuing to crack these boxes in masses, the price per box continues to climb and is now averaging around $350 per box. And it's not even T-30 days yet. Insane! So with the EV of the product higher than the price of the booster box on the secondary market, it presents an arbitrage situation. And therefore, two things can happen. Either the price of the cards go down, or the price of the box continues to rise up. The market cannot and will not tolerate any arbitrage, especially when it comes to the TCG collectibles space. Not only in Magic, but Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. So this begs the question, is Time Spiral Remastered an investable product at this very instance of the video? Or will it lay dormant as soon as Strixhaven comes out? Let's break it down. Full disclosure, before I break down my thesis, I do need to state that I do have a sizable position in Time Spiral Remastered booster boxes, both through the Rudy Patron sale of 3 boxes for a little over $500 and through the secondary market at the very first week of release. However, my arguments will remain unbiased and objective throughout the course of the video. Argument number 1, the product directly and significantly impacts the state of the main game, more specifically the state of Modern. This is so important for any product to age well. And here we have a prime example in Time Spiral Remastered. It's a set curated so well that it actually feeds into the Modern format quite nicely. And coincidentally, with Modern prices reaching an inflection point on the secondary market, it's no wonder why we're seeing high demand meeting high volume trading to send these card prices soaring even after release of the set. But until then, the modern market is still hot, and a lot of players are scrambling to bling out their modern deck with the latest classic framed Thoughtseize and Ponder foils, and many other time-shifted cards that are just very nostalgic to each player. Even cards not printed on a time-shifted slot still have some sort of value amongst the community, whether it's monetary value with cards such as Damnation and Pact of Negation, or in-game value with cards such as Dryad Arbor and Gauntlet of Power, or perhaps even nostalgic merit with the iconic Power 9 spin-offs such as Ancestral Vision, Walk the Aeons, and even Wheel of Fate. And of course, you even have cards for those die-hard lore fans, with Miri being corrupted and Krovax being saved and presented as a hero. So you have everything for everyone, whether it's the investor, hobbyist, or player of the game. Argument number 2. Well, it's quite obvious that the print run for this product is very low. As you all know, since day one, Wizards does not disclose any quantitative reports when it comes to their print run. In fact, much of the data that we have in circulation has been gathered by the astute player base whom share a passion in uncovering these very mysteries. So what we have to go by are qualitative comparisons when gauging the print run of any type of product. Qualitative comparisons such as with previous sets, namely Kaldheim and Commander Legends and their respective collector pack. And in comparison, Time Spiral Remastered is definitely on the level of Commander Legends collector packs, where the market float is too low to sufficiently meet market demand. Furthermore, the scarcity just after the initial release of the product poises Time Spiral Remastered as a premium investment for the long-term hold. Don't forget, masses, and I mean masses of people have cracked these booster boxes open just at the first week of release. And after keeping a close eye on this product in the secondary market, both in the Facebook market groups as well as the TCGs and eBays of the world, I'm speculating that more than 60% of the available booster boxes that were printed have been cracked open. Remember this when revisiting this asset in the future. Argument number 3, the chase is real. Not only do we have value in the time-shifted foils, but also in the time-shifted non-foils as well. Cards such as Sliver Legion, Chalice, and even Tarmogoyf, who keeps on making an appearance but still holds some sort of value. So this leads to the inevitable pack cracking sensation, just like in the Tolarian videos. 2 Tolarian references in one video. Man, I'm going to get on his good side for sure. Now, not every pack will actually break even with the admission price of that figurative ticket to ride the gambling train. But there are cards to attract both players, collectors, and investors alike. So every person in the hobby will have something to celebrate over in every booster box. And keep in mind, the average net return on a single booster box are 2 time-shifted foils. You can get anywhere from 0 to 2. So bear that in mind as well if you're looking to break these boxes open. And that's a good segue to argument number 4. There are 36 packs in a single booster box. This alone increases the EV of the product, the box price on the secondary market, and the overall appeal within the community. Which is why the EV is staying healthy, box prices have continued to rise even after release, and people continue to crack open these boxes. I feel like a broken record here, but I need to drive the point that this set is well received and adopted by the player base, which is the most crucial part about any Magic Gathering product in a long-term play. So with 36 packs, you have a solid investment within one box. Now just imagine if Time Spiral Remastered only contained 24 packs within the box, just like with every other master set before its time. That would be 1/3 off the existing EV in the market. Imagine that. And it would still be higher than the actual box price on the secondary market as of the filming of this video. That says a lot. So with 36 packs, it's just a no-brainer as an investment. And on top of that, 36 packs also lends itself for drafting the set, which is again the core principle about any MTG investment for the long-term play. It must directly impact the mainstay of the game. So 36 packs as a fun, enjoyable, draftable experience hits a lot of the KPIs that I address in my older videos when gauging a good investment for the long term, particularly with booster boxes as well. So just this characteristic alone for a brand new specialty set, well, technically I guess not really brand new as it is a reprint of the original Time Spiral block. However, Wizards did put some effort in curating a nice wholesome list and to crack open to construct decks using cards with the old mechanics and enjoy the iconic P9 spin-off cards as well as a multitude of other cards within the set that it has to offer. And of course, if you're looking to fetch a buck, you have the Time Spiral iconic time-shifted plastic border foils to go home with. And so the last argument I have to present in this video in solidifying why I believe Time Spiral Remastered is a great asset in your portfolio is simply the nostalgia. The nostalgia for those old card mechanics and a fun draftable experience. The nostalgia for those sliver decks who many love to play with. The nostalgia for those iconic vintage P9 spin-off cards. The nostalgia for cracking open these booster boxes and experiencing the thrill of the hunt in search of that time-shifted Thoughtseize or Ponder. And lastly, nostalgia for those iconic old-school Magic the Gathering classic border framed cards. So, salute to Gavin and the rest of the R&D department for putting together such a great set and choosing the old style borders over the Future Sight frames. I believe this was a point of contention prior to the set release. However, they decided to go with the old style frames. A very nice touch to a set that pays homage to a point in time in Magic the Gathering's history. So those are my 5 arguments on why I believe Time Spiral Remastered is a great long-term position. But I do need to advise caution, especially for anyone who does not have exposure to the set at this time. The cost basis, the cost to market, is a little excessive for a product of this caliber. What do I mean by that? It's definitely a home run product that will age fairly well. But in the short-term position, you may actually run into market downturns. And therefore, you lose not only your principal when investing, but also your opportunity cost, as there is so much in the collectible space to park your money in. Again, the number one principle that you have when it comes to investment is your disposable income. Leverage on collectibles is very difficult to manage. So with that being said, I would highly recommend Modern Horizons. However, now as of the filming of this video, the price per box has creeped up to almost $300 per box, whereas Time Spiral is about $350. Both great products cater to the same niche within the community, but also have cards worthy of note. Of course, I would have to give the leg up to Time Spiral for the long term, as a print run has been scarce since the initial release of the product, whereas Modern Horizons 1 was print to demand. So in the short-term perspective, I believe Time Spiral will remain dormant, considering that there is not a lot more going for the set. The hysteria has been there since the initial release of the product, and continues to be there. However, eventually it will calm down and settle. And once that happens, the only thing that will bring the price of the box in a 5-10 year time horizon is basically the time value of money, or the time value of Magic, as Rudy would say. So if you have disposable income and you have Modern Horizons 1, then having exposure to Time Spiral is a great investment for the long-term play. Well, with that, I hope you were able to seize my thoughts and begin to ponder on why you may consider Time Spiral Remastered as an investment. As always, I appreciate each one of you viewers, especially those who are imaginary. So make sure you comment down below and say hello. But before you do that, make sure you like and subscribe so you see more Jaymorz Collectibles.